Good morning, Gamecock fans. It is August 9th, Saturday, August 9th. Carolina's got a scrimmage today, but I had someone reach out and say they would like to see some defensive film from last year. I like to do the newest film that we have. I wish we would have had a spring game because it really gave us some good insight last year, just to see how good that defense could potentially be. Coming out of that game, I had a really good feeling that it would be one of the better defenses that we've had there in a long time, and it turned out to be right. And they really found their footing in the LSU game and in the Kentucky game, and became a force. Now, this is me harnessing expectations again. I know that sometimes Carolina fans, they're a little, quick on the trigger to say, we're ready for the playoff and all these things. And I'm not saying that we can't make the playoff, but there is a lot of shoes to fill. One thing about being a Carolina fan, it's always next year, and we're always looking to next year's team. We're probably the biggest fan base as far as any kind of big team out there, and I don't put us in the upper tier of teams like Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, things like that, Alabama. I don't put us into that tier, but I think we're a step below that, and I think we always have been, as far as just overall care for the team, as far as the community goes, the state, how important football is to the state. And so I think as Carolina fans, we're always waiting for that next year's team to be that great one that takes that next step and wins an SEC championship, or gets to a national championship, gets to a playoff, wins a national championship. We're always waiting for that to happen. Since I was a baby, all my grandfathers say, next year's team. And there's no better fan base at watching recruiting and things like that, and be excited about the next years to come. But we figured out, I think, that recruiting's super important, obviously. Obviously, look at Georgia. Look at what Beamer's done in the past 3 or 4 years. It's been really impressive. But recruiting isn't everything. The teams that are there every single year have great recruiting, yes, but they also have good coaching. And there's usually a few teams that consistently have good seasons because their coaching is top notch. They develop their players, and they not only develop them, they never put them in situations where they're not going to do well. Some teams that come to mind is like Utah, BYU, some of these smaller schools that consistently have success against bigger teams, and definitely in their conference. But I just wanted to run through this tape here. I'm not going to get into it too deep. I'm just going to run through a few plays that we need to watch here. So 1st and 10 here. I didn't get the first setup of the game. This stream was pretty quick, but first play, they come out in doubles right, tight end on the top side of the field, short side of the field. Typically means they want to run that way. They're taking this player out of the box by giving him a decently wide split, and they're running away from that. You take these two players, this player kind of leans this way, and they have a decent box to run the ball. Like to see Fortune right here be a little close down this space a little earlier. He's reading the tight end. So once he sees the tight end block the end, he should be closing down this space right in here. Run it through, and look who's there. Nice play by Dylan Stewart to get in on this tackle, grab a foot, and who's making the first tackle of the game. There's no secret. Debo Williams, I guarantee that he led the country in first down tackles last year. He loves to shoot out of that cannon, get us going, get us fired up. You can see that's his play, and that's why that we were such a good defense last year is everybody had roles. So you see here, they got this little bunch right with the receiver at the top of the screen here. We look like we're in a really good setup because it looks like they want to run here. We have this player to cover the run and cover the edge right here. They don't have the tight end on this side. They have it strong right. So it looks like they want to run right, and we look like we're ready for it. It's a pass. He looks at the top of the screen. The only thing that I'm thinking here is maybe a hitch or a slant, because this is a white guy. Let's be honest. I mean, unless it's Ladd McConkey, I'm not worried about him running past O'Donnell, especially with this cushion here. So we look like we're in really good shape. Dillon gets off the ball really well and gets around the tackle. So we've automatically got pressure here. They're probably going to run some kind of flood to this side over here. But if anything, I mean, he probably wants to throw a hitch here. O'Donnell's in perfect position. It's an out. It's not there. He doesn't like it. He sees Dillon here. Obviously, this guy can really close down space very, very fast. He has great body lean. He has great flexibility. And his length bothers quarterbacks because it just doesn't seem like he can get there fast enough. I mean, they have a little something developing. The good thing is that we have fast players right here to guard these players. Judge is in a trail position. We have this help here, so this player is probably not going to be open unless he looks here, but you have a scrambling quarterback to his right. So if anything, he's got to come out here. Kilgore's got the back, and that's a good matchup for us. Kilgore can guard this running back and close down space very, very fast. You can see Dillon gets there in a hurry. He has to throw it to the running back, and it's really not anything. 3rd and 8, I mean, if I'm Illinois here, I don't do anything. I run a draw. It's a quick kick, in my opinion, because we have the scariest defensive line. Maybe without Kennard, they think they can get a little bit of time. But even Brian Thomas Jr., when he comes in the game on these situations, 3rd and 8, he has some juice. He has some pop off the edge to create pressure. So let's run it. It looks like man coverage. He's got him. They're there. He's there. He's there. He's got the running back, and he's the free player. And he's just watching the quarterback and reading his eyes. 1, 2, 3. Good pressure right there. They ran a little bit of a stunt. They ran a stunt here. I think this is Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to loop around. I'm guessing that that TJ kind of slants out towards the tackle to free up space, tries to take up these two blockers so we can get Brian Thomas Jr. running as fast as he can right down the middle. Debo goes too. So, I mean, this is a bad spot for the quarterback. Nobody's open. He's looking for number 4 coming across that we had trouble with, but he doesn't have the time to throw this ball. It ends up being a sack and a quick 3 and out to start the game. Brian Thomas Jr., he's just such an interesting player. He can help us for sure. Okay, here we go. So they jump off into this bunch. They have the tight end on this side, but they bring him in motion. Obviously not too much movement in reaction to the motion. So this is probably a zone coverage. You have a lot of space down here with this split. It's a pretty wide split, but this safety is pretty far over to the short side, which is a little bit surprising, but they do have the bunch here, so I understand that. But, this is what Illinois likes to do. They like to set you up formationally so they can attack the player that they want to. Number 4 gave us some real trouble. I don't know if they throw it to him right here, but if you're the offensive coordinator and you see this look, even if you've got a run called, just say they're running it left cause, towards the strength because I think they kind of got us outnumbered. I'd like to see Debo step in here and close down the space a little bit. But if you see this as an offensive coordinator, you see this player moving so far this way, and he's in a press man look, even though he may be bailing. Even if he's bailing, it's tough to play routes in a bail technique. Maybe you can play a go. He's probably not going to go to that. As soon as he snaps the ball, the offensive coordinator is going to be looking at that player. If he starts to bail, which I think he will, then they'll probably come back to that formation and that look and run a hitch or an out or a slant. But this could be just a run. I'm not 100% sure. Nope, they're going to it right away. You can see his eyes are right there. You got the safety way in the middle of the field. In my opinion, not in an A position. I agree. Judge is a really good player, and we can put him on an island. But I'd like to see him be at least 5 yards off, maybe at 7 with this look, with this player so far inside. We run a press kind of man. He throws the back shoulder fade. It's a good job by Judge. I know the flag came in. This was not a flag. And Judge is a good player. In my opinion, we didn't look. Let's take a look here and just see what you can't really see. But it seems like, he's straight pressed man on him the whole time. I was looking to see if he was in a bail technique because, it's a really good option as far as technique-wise. Torian Gray is one of the best coaches in the country. See if he gets his head. His head's looking at the ball, the hands on the ball. This is not a flag. The dude's got him by the helmet. I don't think that was a good call. That was great technique from Judge. Playing physical, which he's really good at. And they get a first down from the penalty. So, and this is where we've had some issues in the past. We had this play happen against Old Dominion. I remember this play. If you look down here, you have a super wide split from a slot receiver. And this is their best slot receiver here. He's a good route runner. But it's very, very interesting when you see the ball on the left hash, and you have such a wide split. You have no tight end except for this guy, but he's not a threat. What I don't like to see is, this is just, in my opinion, this is bad defense. This is a bad defensive call. We almost should be totally switched as far as the linebackers go. I would like to see D Knight more here over the guard, over this guard and this tackle right in here. And I would like to see Debo more in the middle. This guy's not a threat. This guy's more of a threat. And guess what? There's more field here to worry about. You got the ball on the left hash. There's not a lot of field here. So you can guard these two players, especially this guy, with these two guys. That's fine. But when you commit Debo so far out here and D Knight so far here, there's so much space right in here. I know they're bringing DQ in here to get run support, but I remember this play. I believe they run a RPO, and Judge gets his leverage. It's just a really bad call on defense. I'm not sure what we're in and what happened here, but this is a really bad call, and it sets up for a big play. If this guy's here, this guy's not a threat. The only thing that he wants to do is block. They're probably going to run a screen at the top, and then I believe this is an RPO. So it looks like a pass, but you got the running back still standing there. It is an RPO. You got DQ that flies in here. What is, I just don't understand. I get why he's playing the screen, but we have the players. He should be, Debo should be right in here. I mean, if he wants to attack this screen, he needs to play the run first with a read step. He's got his back turned to the field. This is not, he's got his back turned to the field. I really do not like this technique. I don't know what we're doing. If he decides to hand the ball, everybody's locked up and you have the center on your middle linebacker. Only player that's free is DQ, and he's in a really, really bad spot because his eyes are directly on him. He sees him come downhill. This player is got a lot of space in here, and you have Kilgore on with outside leverage for no reason. There's no space over here. So it's a really bad call right here. And they hit the slant, and Kilgore, I believe, does save the touchdown, and they don't score, which is nice. But those are the kind of things you've got to adjust your call when you get in that look, because that was just disaster from the start. The only thing that would have been good is if the quarterback would have made the wrong read, pulled the ball, and threw the screen. So we'll jump in here. They get into this heavy set, run it up the middle. Debo grabs an ankle. D-Knight grabs an ankle. Somebody got a fumble. And we get the ball back, and we get lucky not to be down 7-3 here. And that's kind of how it went for us on defense a little bit. We were fortunate. You know, we didn't give up some touchdowns that that maybe we should have. And that's the thing about expectations and records and things like that, because we were 4 plays from being a 7-5 team last year. So I'm trying to calm us down, because we were very very excited every year. I understand this year in particular with a great quarterback, and I want to see us do good, but I want to see us just watch the game, just understand what's happening. The coaches, they're always trying to recruit, you know, and the one thing that does is they want to keep that excitement and those expectations as high as they can to make their recruits believe that they're such a great team and they're on the uptrend, and we are. But as fans, we need to harness those expectations to make sure that we don't get ahead of ourselves, and really put too much pressure on these players, because they're doing the best they can. They're working hard. So let's move ahead. Let's move to the next. Okay, third possession of the game for Illinois. They didn't get any points, and they probably should have, right on the last drive. So they jump here in this strong left with this motion with Franklin to kind of move us a little bit. And this is what good teams do. This is what really, really good teams do. They motion to take you away from the bubble. And you're going to hear me talk about the bubble. I don't hear that phrase as much anymore. I used to hear it all the time growing up. And it really taught me a lot about running the ball. And most coaches want to run to the bubble. And if you stay with me, I can teach you kind of what the bubble is. So you have a 4-man line right here. And then you have 6 guys here with the tight end, strong left. So typically the bubble is going to be weak. So you have the strength here, strong left. You have a bubble right here where there's no D lineman in this gap. So that makes it the easiest place to attack the run game. Typically, the linebacker's really heavy on that spot, and it looks like Bam Martin-Scott's in pretty good position here. But you have a bubble, and then you also have a little bit of space in here, which is bad. let me just say, I think with this motion that whoever this is, it looks like Kilgore is going to move more inside, which is better. But what they're doing is they're bringing this guy in motion to pull you away from this bubble even more, to create more space. Because sometimes defensive coaches, good defensive coaches, they'll know where the bubble is too, and they'll get their players to attack the bubble. So in this case, we're telling you to run the ball right here. We're telling you to run it right through there. And we know that offensive coordinators are smart, so they're saying, okay, let's run to the bubble, or the quarterback changes the play to run towards the bubble. These players are going to slant to this bubble. I don't think that's what we do this time, but good defensive coaches, Kirby Smart's one of the best ones I've ever seen at it. Bill Belichick as well. He'll give you the bubble, and he'll attack the bubble. In this case, we don't. They run the ball. Oh, it's a false start. All that talk, and it's a false start. Good job, Blake. They call it's a delay of game on the defense, which I think it was. Let's just look here, because I think this guy, he's just talking to his team. This guy moves because he's got to block Dylan Stewart, and they're running into the bubble. So let's go to the next play here. So here we go again. They get into this same look where the tight end is on the short side of the field, right? He's on the short side of the field. We're in a better look than we were when they hit the touchdown, right? This guy's more to the field. This guy's more to the field. We have these two players here to guard these two players. This guy's not a threat. He's a blocker. This is the only thing we're worried about. I don't know if I'm comfortable with Swain so close, but it's straight man coverage with a free safety. And let's just see what we do on 1st and 5. They bring the guy in motion. I think this is an RPO. This is definitely a called run with a tag on the backside. They really like number 4 when they see this press coverage, because you see all these guys downfield. These guys are blocking. They're not doing nothing. These guys are downfield, and this is borderline as far as illegal player downfield with your, I don't know if that's your tackle or your center, but he's border. I think that it's like 1.5 yards or 2 yards now that you can be downfield. He's right on the threshold there. This could be a flag, but they were going to run the ball, and then they had this tag for a something on the backside, and they try to throw it out, but Swain plays it brilliantly. So they get the false start this time. I think Beamer's a little upset by now. But this is the one. This is the play that I really wanted to look at. You get him to 2nd and 10. You're in great position. They look like they're going to pass the ball. I mean, we really disrespected number 4. When I start re-looking at this and wonder why 4 had such a good game, I mean, we put these guys down here in some tough spots. You know, I'm not really that worried about these white guys. No disrespect, guys. I was a receiver in high school too, and I was tough to deal with. But let's be honest. This is their guy, and to not shade coverage his way. I mean, we are shading. Sorry. When I re-look at it, there's no other threat on this side of the field except for him. But this is what they do. Formationally, they make you think that they got guys over here. But really, these are just decoys. This is the guy. So, but spread look, make it look like we're going to throw the ball. We got the linebackers pretty far off here. 4-man line. We got 2 high. It looks like a pass. Look at this. Looks like a pass, right? Look at this guy. Look at his reaction. He looks like he's sleeping. There can only be one play where a running back does this. That doesn't, on a pass play, doesn't step up, doesn't go out for a pass, doesn't do anything. He's standing there, and it's a draw. And it's a good call. It's a good call and bad defense. You got Dylan Stewart taking himself out of the play. It's 2nd and 10. It's not 3rd and 10. 2nd and 10. You got Brian Thomas Jr. taking himself out of the play. We got 3-on-3 here. We got 3-on-3 here. And we've got 2 safeties that are way back. Illinois is not a team that's going to threaten you over the top. And this is where we've got to understand who we're playing against and what they're capable of. And he beats E-Man for the first down. 21 was a very good player, and he was tough to deal with. And we get a flag for, I believe Beamer was upset with holding there. And they were holding on this drive pretty good throughout the game, and they weren't calling it. But here we go again. Same look as we saw before. You got this motion here with Franklin. We look like we're in good shape. Here's the bubble. They came back to it, guys. This was the play that they were going to run on first down, but they've got that we did the delay of game. It's the same play. They've got the bubble here, and I went and ran it on it and didn't even know that it was a delay of game. So they've got the bubble here. E-Man steps down. I like that with the motion. Swain's going to step in here and go head up over this other receiver. But they're bringing this guy in motion to sway these players away from this bubble where they want to run the ball. They sway him this way. Boom. Good running. Good running there by 21. But I just want to roll this back because I want you guys to understand that we're playing against Illinois. They're a running team with not a lot of speed. So what does that mean? We've got to close down this space and really support the run. Our guys got to be tougher. I think TJ does a good job and he gets held. But I would like to see when Swain notices that this guy is doing nothing but trying to block our tackler here, which is E-Man, he needs to close down this space more. See how he backs up a little farther? He backs up too far. He's just going in here and blocking him. He's got to shadow him to this line, close down this space, and be ready to make a tackle, or at very minimum, get in his eyesight so that he doesn't know which one to block. So maybe he blocks him, and then E-Man can make a tackle. He blocks our guy. Good running by 21. And Swain does make the tackle, but is damn near a first down. They got him 2 yards short, less than 2 yards. So they run this unbalanced line with a tight end on the same side as the receiver. And then they have another tight end on this side. So it's a super heavy package here. 2 tight ends. Well, it's 3 tight ends actually. Technically, this guy's a third tight end on this play. They have an unbalanced line over here with 2 tight ends, 1 tight end over here. You got to expect it to be a run. And this is something that we don't really see much of throughout the season, especially against other teams, maybe Missouri. But it'd be nice to throw another lineman in here, maybe Nick Barrett or somebody like that, Goodwine, a big body in the middle that can really hold the point because we got too many skinny guys in the game right now. They come off the ball, they get the doubles. Oh, man. I mean, TJ can beat any lineman, and he just got tackled right there. Let's be honest. Look at this. This is a tackle for loss for 90, who's, just going to be impossible to replace, guys. And this is what I talk about. You don't have a player on the team like him. He breaks through. He gets tackled right there. It should have been holding, and they get the first down. So the refs were tough. They were, and he's upset, of course, and that makes total sense because we are 90. He got taken down a few times. Let me just say that. So here we go again. Single high. We're in a zone. This guy's free. Definitely in a zone because we would probably be sliding a little this way. But this is an interesting front, and this is what Clayton White does sometimes. Is he throws different fronts in there just to confuse you, and then he slants the line to the bubble. In this case, you have two bubbles, one right here and one on the other side of him. So if I had to guess, the line is going to line up this way, and they're going to slant in, most of them. Slant this way towards the strength. That's what they do. And it looks like they're going to run a stupid play and bring this guy here and throw the ball. And 90 blows it up again, and it doesn't work. So weird call from Illinois there. It was already a weird formation and things. Good job by us to be aware. So 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10's the play that we have to. When we get you in those situations, we've got to be aware of quirky plays to get some yards back. So they got the bunch here. And what do they like to do with the bunch on this side? They like to have 4 by himself so he can get, he runs good routes. He can be open. And that's what we're doing. We're looking down the middle to move him, to hold him, and we're going to attack this. And you got Judge here in a bail technique on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10. They're not going to throw it deep. They're just trying to get some yards back. Throws the out, throws the hitch. It's a good job by Ford. Judge has got to be a little bit more aggressive there. That guy's a good player. He runs good routes. Here we go. Got the bunch left. Everything looks good for Carolina right here. They're going to bring the safety. We need to get over here just in case. But we look good. We're tired of them running the ball, so we bring some help to the short side of the field. We look great. Brian Thomas and 6. We look good. This could be holding again. And Brian, we've got to be better. We got to be better, man. We can't get so far up the field like that. Let me just go back here. I just want to look at. And this is how you become a good running back. You got a good running back here, and you got a line that never gives up. We're not used to that. Brian Thomas crosses his face, but he's still got hands on him. Brian, you can't use your speed on every play. Once you get across his face, use this left arm to keep him off you. So if he does come back out here, because there's some space out here, we can spin or we can kind of club outside of his shoulder, and we can get back outside. We got it. We're an end. When we're an end, we got to keep our outside arm free. This is good work by him early, but you can't just keep running. You've got to get across his face, be strong, use your offhand, and really just play your spot instead of getting all crazy because, oh, man, I beat him inside. It's time to make a play. And good running backs and good lines, they don't give up. They get a little shove on you there. It's a good move. And O'Donnell gets shook. Judge gets shook. Bam crushes him. But it's a 6-yard gain when it should have been a loss. Brian's got to get better against the run. He's a good player, but he needs to be more consistent. It could have been holding there on Dylan Stewart. So they're going quick on us a little bit. We're not set. We don't know what's going on. DQ doesn't know the call. It looks like Judge isn't quite sure either. Everybody's putting their mouthpiece in. 2nd and 5 here. It looks like they're just going to run this little pitch to the left to the short side, but to the strength. Good tackle by E-Man. Good tackle by E-Man. But you see, they're getting some rhythm, and they're getting us on our heels. When they do that, they want to run it. They're getting this heavy set. Oh, I love this play. I love this play. Here we go. Run to the bubble, right? Look at this. The strength is all this way. We have all these players on this side of the center. We're matched up really good. Everything looks great. But guess what? There's a bubble here. There's a bubble here. And Illinois is really, really good. Their coaching is good because they want to attack the bubble, but they don't want to give it away at the beginning of the play. So they put this guy in motion and say, okay, we're just going to run him right into here, and we're going to run power right off the right side and see if you can stop us. You know, they put that in your mind, and what do they want to do? They want to run to that bubble. Look at that. What a play, right? Who is this? If that's Brian Thomas, I got to give him props. That's an incredible play. He's right here. Comes off the ball and gets across this guy's face again. So he knows he can do that. That's one of his things. And he, almost stops a play that should be an easy first down, maybe a big play. He does get the first down, but that was great work by 46. But they're running to the bubble, guys. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you want to be a good team rushing, you watch the 49ers, because they know how to run the ball. Let's see if they run to the bubble again. I can't. I gotta get it going here. Get it together. Sorry about that. Here we go. You got the strength this way. Most of us on this side. So we look like we're in a little better position as far as the bubble goes this time. This player right here is more head up in the middle of the bubble. So you have two bubbles on both sides of him, but they're very, very small. So we have a good look here. We've kind of gotten used to them running towards the bubble. So we've got this player in for run support. Everybody's in pretty good shape here. We've got DQ here, head up. Or that's not DQ. That's O'Donnell. O'Donnell come from that side. We're in man coverage. This is a good running back here, too. I think this guy is at Georgia now. So we're downhill, and I like to see Debo hunting this bubble. You see the tight end come, and he's pulling. That signals to Debo, I got to go get this, So come downhill. We're in way better position here. E-Man's got this gap here. We've got good kind of eyes on the running back from this position. I think that's TJ, of course. And Debo's engaging here, but he's in perfect position. This is holding. That's a body slam. So it puts us out of position there. But it's a great job by TJ and a good job by E-Man to finish him. Really good work. They jump into this kind of tight formation with this guy close to the line. I believe this is a receiver, actually. They got doubles right, and then they got a tight end on the same side as the doubles. So that makes me think that we are definitely in a zone here. Right here, Judges, we love to press this guy. And he did work on us. So we're just going to be in a zone here, expecting a pass. 2nd and 8. So it looks like they tried to set this up. They tried to make us think that they were gonna throw this, and then he was gonna look back here on working this little combination here. I don't know if he's kind of running a slant. I'm not sure what he's doing, but we've got it covered up real good. And he dances around a little bit, and it's a good rush. Good job keeping him in the pocket. And that, I mean, Ford made Judge look like a average corner in this game, and that's super rare. I mean, Collyer's one of my favorite players on the team, but he really struggled. I mean, just stay attached, man. I don't know what we're doing. That's the easy part. The hard part is guarding him on the break and on the actual route. You get lazy, and quarterback makes an incredible throw, but that shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be even an option for him. And they call it a touchdown because that's what it was. We're going to move on here. So somehow they get the ball right back here. I'm not sure. I guess we went 3 and out and they just didn't show it. So they run this bunch here. They bring the tight end. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all going to be swaying us this way. Where's the bubble? The bubble's here. The bubble's right there. What do we do with the bubble? Let's see if they go at the bubble. They kind of go away from it, but if they want it, I mean, there's some room there. We do a good job here. I mean, O'Donnell, you've got to be, I mean, you're not on the team anymore, so I'm not going to go on O'Donnell Fortune and his run support issues. He's on his heels, and he's not here. Why is he not attacking this? I just, go get his leg right here, and let's get a TFL. Kind of just peeks and plays a little soft, and, oh, guys, sorry. First down. I prefer Swain. Here we go. So it looks like a pass here. We've got a bigger line in, and this is interesting. This is good stuff because this is Nick Barrett. This is Goodwine. They're going to be probably our starters with Dendy in there too. So this is good information to see where we're at. We got this little blitz coming off the edge here, nickel blitz. We get home, but they're ready for it. Illinois is just calling good plays. This is a perfect play against the defense that we're in. You got Knight way down here inside. You got both these players coming off the edge thinking that they're doing something, and you've got the only player 10 yards away from the play. And it's probably, a first down. Okay, here we go. They got this little, they got the tight end out here. Of course, they're putting him in motion to get him closer to the line. He's got his eyes on Brian Thomas Jr. We've got to make sure that we're seeing that. These guys got to be communicating to these two guys because this guy is going to hit him. This is just, I haven't watched this play, but I'm just assuming that we're just trying to run the ball off the right side, and we're going to crack these players. We're going to crack block. So these players need to make sure that they're aware, hey, these guys are ready to block you. There's the crack. And a nice job. Nice job by Judge. And 17. We never need him to play better. Okay, so here we go. Same set they threw the long pass on us on. Super wide split by the slot receiver to the field. This is better leverage from Kilgore. He's more inside. So they made an adjustment there. Remember last time they put this tight end out here, they had this little screen going, but we're in better position. We're not as far out here. We're more towards the field. We got plenty of guys down here. We got 3 guys to cover 2. This guy has got to make a play. And we look way more adjusted to the play. So good job by Clayton White to make sure that we're ready, because it is the same play. It's the RPO. He's got his eyes here. He wants to maybe throw this screen, but we're in good shape. This is better leverage here, because last time he got inside our face, he's watching there too to make sure that they don't throw it. So this is a give read. We're giving him a give read. He gives the ball, and Goodwine makes a really nice play. And when we play good defense, when we play on the same page, this is what happens. You get them in the 3rd and 8 exactly where you want them. Got the bunch here. Tight end on the other side of the bunch, but it's all receivers. You see this? They don't have that slow-ass tight end right here. They have receivers. What are we looking for on 3rd and 8? Well, we're looking for a sack. We're sniffing out a sack, but we're ready for a draw or a screen. Bring heat, which I don't hate. Nobody threatening. 85 stays in the block. Judge is in a good shape here, just in case he releases, or if the quarterback steps up and he needs to stop him from getting the first down. We've got 3-on-3 over here. It looks like they're running a little pick play where these guys just basically run straight and they throw him the flat. And they're probably not going to pick it up here. Throw the flat. It's a good run by 80, but good tackle there by Kilgore. Fortune, play harder. Yeah, that's you. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the first half of that game. I'll do the second half after I do the offensive second half of the game as well, because I definitely want to see if Mike Shula and Sellers and the offense were able to make adjustments too. Overall, good performance in the first half by the defense. We got out of position and had some kind of bad calls on a couple plays. But give credit to Illinois. They came in with a really good game plan on both sides of the ball, and they confused us formationally and got a little help from the refs in the first half as far as holding goes. I don't think they called one holding call, which TJ was getting held quite a bit. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to do another video either later today or tomorrow as far as the offense goes. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Can't wait for football to start one day closer. And go Gamecocks.